meeting. So I will send out the meeting notes and minutes after we have talked. We generally do this for all of our meetings. So it's a good thing to have, and we want to make sure everyone's informed, even if they're not here. Okay. So here we go. Did everyone sign in, scan? If not, someone told me, one person, I was like, someone told me that they couldn't, but everyone else was good. All right. So that was Greek music. That was their big hits of 2022, in case you're wondering. That's what was playing for you. All right. So, oh, someone is at the front at the door. Yeah. They just messaged, I'm at the door, but they said the front door. So they're probably at the red door, huh? I forget that there's two red doors. I promise you, I don't go past that one in my defense. And so that's why. But let's go to Greece. That's where we're going. I am Shauna Jones, and I am like beyond thankful for all of you showing up and your kids being interested, and just you coming to learn more about what we're doing and about our trip to Greece next summer. Yeah, so Mr. Martin Schwinger is my co-founder of the WacoFLYTE program, and he's just ran out. So we're going to go over, like, introduce ourselves, talk about our itinerary for the trip, what's all included, talk about our travel partner, safety and support, and just price and how to enroll, right? So here we go. I am Shauna Jones. I have been teaching for 13 years now. I teach here and at MCC, and I've always wanted to travel. I think traveling is amazing. It's a good experience, it's life lessons. And so when the opportunity to start a travel program for Waco, something we don't have a Waco youth travel program, I was like, oh, this is something interesting. I think this is going to be a great opportunity. So Mr. Schwinger and I, we co-founded the WacoFLYTE program. And so the goal of this is to, we're forming leaders in youth travel education and just getting kids the opportunity to leave Waco, leave Texas, leave America, and at a reasonable cost. So that's the number one goal. I'm going to let Mr. Schwinger do his little spiel on live and introduce himself.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Martin Schwinger, and I teach business here at Waco High School. And I had this crazy idea. I've been on travel, done trips like this. I did a trip like this with my daughter about 5 years ago, and I had this crazy idea that I wanted students at this school to experience it. Ms. Jones heard about it, and she says, I want to be a part of it. And so that's how we got together, and we started WacoFLYTE to give students the opportunity to travel. And she may have said it, but hopefully I can speak for her when I'm saying we are both passionate about travel and the experiences and opportunities that it can provide for students. And that's kind of why we wanted to do this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our little spiel, and whatever you want to know about us, just ask us. We'll gladly show you. That is us in our training trip in Rome. Not Rome, in Spain. Madrid. I said Rome. That's where I went. But that's us. We actually went on, they train us, they take us, we experience it. And so we're not just like two randos out here taking your children across the world. Okay. We're not. We are training and we're certified. Okay. So just hopefully that brings you some kind of comfort. All right. And if you didn't get to sign in, we'll have the site. I'll pull the sign in back up and you can sign in from there. Okay. So why I travel, like he said, we've already talked about traveling is going to be the best way to experience something. Because you're there, you're part of the opportunity. We traveled with 41 students this summer to London, Paris, and Rome. And our students got to experience life firsthand. Like they actually, how to navigate busy streets, how to communicate when there's a language barrier. Even simple things like when you have an issue at a hotel, how to talk to the front desk. Like we made them actually experience the travel whole thing. They're responsible for carrying their own luggage. They are getting a full experience, well-rounded experience, and not just skills that for travel, but life skills in general about problem solving and being resourceful, and creating a sense of independence and confidence while traveling. So that's why I travel, because I love the opportunity to travel, but my husband thinks I'm weird. I actually like traveling by myself. It's like if I really need to get away, my ideal time is to travel by myself, like fly somewhere, go to the airport, like navigating the airport by myself. I like just in my own little zone. It's a relaxation for me. It's weird, I know. Most people are like, you want to go by yes, I do. I do.
And one of the things that I think is interesting about travel and having the experience there, you can read about things like the Colosseum in Rome. You can read about things like the Parthenon in Athens, and you can see pictures in a book. It is a totally different experience and a totally different feeling when you are actually there. When you are actually standing inside the Colosseum in Rome and you hear your guide telling you about the history of the place. It's beyond what's in a textbook. That's one of the things I love about it too.
Yes. So and overall, it's going to have a big impact on our students' lives. It's going to give them experiences to talk about forever. It also creates new friendships, because you're now traveling with people that you may not have associated with on a day-to-day basis, but you are now, this is all I know. These are all the people I know. And we had several students create new bonds and friendships while on this trip. So it was a beautiful experience, and we want to keep it going. So we are partnered with EF Education, and they have been doing this for over 55 years. My high school was an EF high school. We traveled also with EF, and it's a well-ran program. They have people everywhere. So it's not just me and Martin taking your kids. We have people that are trained, knowledgeable, bilingual, multilingual, that are accompanying us. And we have all that access the entire time we're traveling. And we appreciate that. You do not get that when you do a normal travel agent, right? That normal travel agent is just gonna find your trip and say, good luck, right? But that doesn't happen with EF. You have someone from start to finish guiding you the entire time. Picking you up from airport, picking up you from every location and to the very end, and waving bye to you when you are at your last and final airport heading out. And that in itself is worth the value. Okay. And so Athens and Argolida, what are we doing? So we're going to spend 3 nights in Argolida, and in Athens, and then 2 nights in Argolida. That may change a little bit for transportation reasons. You can come in, Albert. It's going to may change a little bit. We may not be 2 nights in Argolida, just 1 night, and go back to Athens because of depending on the time of our flight. So if it's super early flight, then we will only spend 1 night, and then we'll have a day at the beach and then head back to Athens and go from there. So someone is chewing. I was like, what? I thought I was tripping. I was like, oh my God, did y'all hear that? Are y'all hearing this too? So here's our full day 1, day 7. So it's actually, when we're doing this, it is 5 days in the country, 2 days of travel. So 7 in total. Keeping that in mind. So it's an overnight flight. We will leave from Dallas at about 7 in the evening.
Depending on what the flights are, anywhere from 5 to 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will have dinner on the plane, have breakfast on the plane, and then when we get off, we hit the ground running. And we mean that. So, and you're gonna get the most bang for your buck you can get on this trip. So when we fly in, day 2, we immediately go into our walking tour. And then day 3, we're gonna start visiting some of our sites, expert sites. And day 4, I think that's the day of our cooking class. We have a cooking class and you'll have free time. Day 5, we have our We go to the Mykonos, how do you say that? I can never say Mykonos, right? So they're right. Okay. And then day 6, we will have our river cruise. So we'll cruise the islands and you'll have a day at the beach and you'll get to experience that. And then we will go to Argolida and have a overnight there, stay there, and then head back. And it's jam-packed. It'll go full on. In the email I send you, I'll send you a more detailed itinerary that breaks down everything. But yeah, this is kind of our quick little overlook for 7 days. So we will walk around the Parthenon and Acropolis. We will eat some Greek food. I don't know if y'all like Greek food. I do like Greek food. So I love olives. Like, I'm really obsessed with olives. Olives, oh my God, I'm so excited. Olives and garlicky things are just my friend. So that's why we're doing a cooking class. So I signed us up all. So if you enroll our excursion, we are doing a cooking class, a Greek cooking class. It is included in the price already. So it's there, it's happening. We're gonna eat and cook our own Greek food. And so we will be doing that. And yeah, so you're gonna cook, you're gonna eat, you're gonna have your olives. And you're gonna try lamb, and if you're a carnivore, you'll try lamb. And so yeah, it'll be fun. And then we have our Saronic Island cruise. And so we will load this cruise ship and we will cruise the island. We will go to the beach. And it will take us all around, and we will have lunch on the cruise. And then we'll get to swim and hang out at the beach for a little bit. And yeah, so this is already included in the price because these are things that I wanted to do. And I wanted to make sure that we were all down to do it. That's why it's part of your package already. So you don't even think about it. It's there. It's happening. So our excursions are in there and everything. So our trip is set for July 16th through the 22nd. Those are our ideal trip dates. However, we have to be flexible because flights and everything change. So we will not know our exact dates until 2 to 3 months before we leave. Okay. So what we do ask is that if you're going on a trip, keep this window open anywhere from July 12th to July 26th. Okay. Therefore, if they do push us back, you already haven't planned anything, you're good to go. Or if they push us forward a little bit, you have that wiggle room in mind. Okay. So we do ask you to keep this 2-week window open just until they send us our official dates. And we got them like into March. I feel like into March this year.
February or March.
Yeah, it was like I think it was March. It was right after spring break.
Yeah, and the days shifted only by one.
Yeah.
From what our original requested dates were.
We requested the 19th and we went on the 18th.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it was like a small shift, nothing major. But we are encouraging you to stay flexible and keep your calendar open for those dates. So a lot, what's included in our itinerary. So it's not up here, but our excursions are included already. Your round trip airfare, your hotel stay at quality clean accommodations. What I'm going to tell y'all, emphasize is that European 3-star and 4-star is not the same as American 3-star and 4-star. So what they call a 3-star and 4-star may not be what we call, but they're going to be safe and clean, just maybe older because they're not renovating a lot of things. They're not changing what things look like. They're not, that's us. We're modernizing, but a lot of these places are trying to stay true to their core areas. And so just keep that in mind as traveling. Okay. You will have regional style meals. So for breakfast and dinner, we do not pick what we eat. Okay. We do not pick what we eat for breakfast and dinner. Except on our last day in Argolida, they will pick our lunch, but we pick our dinner. So that's the only thing. They had to switch it because of transportation.
And they will accommodate for any dietary
Yes.
restrictions that you have. So if you have an allergy, if you have a food allergy of some kind, we make them aware of that ahead of time so that can be taken into account.
Yes. And that's all, and they respect it. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, we're going to push you out those comfort zone. You're going to try new foods. You're going to hopefully be like, oh, it's not that bad. People make fun of me because I travel with my own stuff. I had my own sugar, my own salt and pepper, my own things that I knew that I would need for food to taste better to me. So if you know that you're going to need these things, you travel with them. And when people were like, oh, there was not enough seasoning, I was like, oh, it wasn't? Well, it didn't bother me because I just pulled out my little salt and pepper shaker. Thank you, friend. For reminding me with that, I had packets, and she bought me a little mini camping one. So I was like ready to shake. And then also think about water. Water is different as well. So keeping that in mind, I travel with Crystal Lights because just in case me and their spring water wasn't going to be spring water that I wanted, or the Crystal Light made it better. It tastes like lemonade, you know. So we'll have a tour director with us 24/7. Transportation on our tour will be on motor coaches. So we will be on a bus. This year we had 2 buses. Our goal this year is to be this past trip we had 2 buses. Our goal for the next trip is stay at 1 bus. But we shall see how that goes. We will have local guides when we do sightseeing, people who live there, grew up there, or have come back and learned the city like the back of their hand. And they also give us, we have what's called free time. They'll also give you advice on where to go, what to do, take us to ideal places for our free time. And then
suggest places to eat, places to shop. Yeah.
So it's really awesome. And then guided sightseeing of all our destinations. So we will not be going anywhere randomly by ourselves. You will be going as a group. You will be with someone who's fully informed of all the areas and knowledgeable of the areas. And also all of our interests to anything that we're doing is already included. So our excursions and interests to any landmark, attraction, museum, it's already included in the package. Okay. All right. What you are responsible for: your passports, your baggage fees, meaning that if you go over, you're allotted a backpack, a carry-on, and a check bag that doesn't weigh more than 50 pounds. Okay, that's already included. If you go over that, you are now responsible for the baggage fees. Okay, and then we tip. So we provide tips in total for our tips. For this trip, it is tips are roughly $60 this time. $60, yeah. So I will double check. They may change. You know, inflation's happened to all of us, but we'll know your tips ahead of time, and we tell you the values, and we collect it. But basically, we collect the tips before we travel. Martin and I divide the tip up for all of our tour directors, our tour guides, and we do all the tipping for you. You do not worry about the tipping there. We do the tipping for you. And then just your snacks and some meals and whatever you choose to do during your free time. So if you choose to do something that costs money, then just know you're paying for it.
And I mentioned that breakfast and dinner is included with the price of the package.
Yeah.
Lunches are usually on our own. That's when we have our free time. So that's where you can go and you can explore a little bit and find a local place to eat, and that will cost you.
Yeah. Honestly, my lunchtime meals were by far my best meals I had during the trip.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, by far. So the other thing that I'm sorry for it to include is we take a charter bus as a group to the airport. So we take a charter bus to DFW. We meet at McLean Stadium. We all load up. The charter bus takes us all at once, and then it picks us up and brings us all back to McLean Stadium. So parents don't have to worry about getting them to the airport, and we don't have to worry about leaving a child left behind. Okay. Because we all have to be there. We have to all check in at the same time. So if we're at the airport waiting for one person in order for us to start going through the gate, it's kind of like, oh, no. We meet and pick up there. We will get charter bus prices. I think they can give me prices like 8 months out. So we just wait to see our numbers, and then we'll contact the charter company, and then we'll know the price per seat for the charter bus. So that's the other thing. So that will be your other added expense. Okay. Why I partner with EF? It's just that it's easy. I'm gonna be honest with you. They do all the hard work for us, which is the flights, the hotels, our transportation, getting our tour guides, finding places for us to eat at to accommodate large groups. And I've yet had a bad experience as far as communicating with EF or traveling with EF. So if I didn't like the company, my students know me. If I don't like them, I'm gonna tell you. There's no reason not to. So yeah, but it's worth it. Safety. I know we're really concerned about safety. So there is support everywhere. So when we're in the countries, we have immediate access. Students will get a wristband, and on that wristband, it has all the emergency contact number that they can contact toll free from anywhere. We have a immediate safety and incident report team that will be there with under, I think she said 12 to 24 hours. They will arrive wherever we are, if not less. We have health standards. So like they make sure that wherever we're staying is health wise, clean wise, all that it's good to go. And as of right now, there are no COVID protocols nowhere. So there's no requirements for COVID. And just the fact that we will have our tour directors, we build chaperones in. And if we have adult travelers going with us, anyone over the age of anyone 20 and up, they have to do a federal background check. So you can't just, oh, I'm going. No, everyone, all 20 and up, they do a federal background check to ensure that we're just not having anyone sign up and anyone going across with us. And they pay for it all. So they pay for the federal background checks. I have to do one. Martin has to do one. We have to do it every year. Mandy had to do one. Like it's part of just being safe. Like they're like, okay, yeah, someone may trust you, but we don't. So fill out this federal background check. And so your safety is utmost important. I'm like obsessed with, like, I think this trip, I was so like, okay, no child left behind. I like was more concerned about everyone else's fun than, but now I'm like, okay, I got this. I can do this and I'm not going to leave a child. So it works out. But our education partners, so EF, what makes us study abroad is that your child has the option to earn high school and or college credit for the trip. Okay. That's what makes it study abroad. Okay. To earn the high school credit, it's free. So high school credit is free. What happens is they'll give you, you have a pre, during, and post project to complete for the trip. And that earns you 3 high school elective credits. They'll give you a transcript to bring to your school, give it to your registrar, and it'll be added to your transcript as an elective credit. Okay. College is not free. The college costs money because it's through New Hampshire, Southern New Hampshire. Yeah, right. Okay. Southern New Hampshire University. It's $250 for a 3-hour college course, which is a steal. Because most college courses are $250 an hour, and they give you it for $250 extra. You earn 3 hours of college elective credit. And it's by completing that project that they give you. So when you decide you want to do that, we'll give you the link, you contact them, and they give you everything as far as you need to do to complete it. College essay help, they also provide an essay guide because honestly, when you're writing scholarships for college, they ask you about monumental things that happened to you. What has impacted your life? Blah, blah, blah. EF has a template and outline to help you write about your experience so that it is college essay worthy, scholarship worthy. And that all is included in your account. So. Okay, so we will have our tour consultant. That's not her anymore. They didn't update her photo. But we will have a tour consultant. That was our old tour consultant, Sarah. She's no longer there. She got promoted. But we have her. She's the one that I communicate with on a daily basis, making those updates, making the changes. Then you have your travel support team. And our travel support team are the people who are literally making our trip work. Finding the dates, finding the hotels, finding the place to accommodate. That's their job. And then we have our tour director who is bilingual at least and travels with us everywhere and knows the logistics, makes all the plans, tells us where we're going, when we got to wake up, when we can go to sleep. That's his job.
They're with us. The tour director is with us in the hotel.
Yeah, they stay the night. They stay where we go.
24/7. That's it. That's literally it.
It's like, Mark, I need you.
Yeah.
And so they're there. And then group leaders. That's us. We will have group leaders and chaperones. So that go with us. We try to keep it to a ratio of 6 to 1. So for every 6 students, there is 1 chaperone that accommodates them. So you're responsible for these 6 kids, and it actually makes it easy because you have your 6 kids and you get pretty close to these 6 kids and like, all right, how are we going to check in? We're going to check in. Oh, I see your face, see your face, see your face. My 6 are here. Like we think we have it down to almost a science at this point. So
lots of practice.
Yeah. I think we have it almost down, guys. So for our group, there's the Peace of Mind program, and this we have already included that as far as unforeseen events. That's included in the price. However, for each traveler, your global travel protection is there. But if you want global travel protection plus, what that is, it's open enrollment, and this allows for you to cancel for any reason up until 24 hours for the trip and get a full refund. It's running at $385 right now. That's what I think it says. That's why it says 300 plus, because it changes based on rates or whatever. But I think it's currently $385. So it'll be an additional $385 you pay, but it's your trip insurance. It's like if something happens, no matter how much you've paid in, you automatically get all of that back with that trip insurance. Okay. Next, risk-free enrollment period. So travelers who enroll by September 14th, you can cancel 2 weeks out, like up to 2 weeks from your day of enrollment and get all whatever you paid back in. So let's say you had buyer's remorse or something comes up and you're like, oh, never mind. As long as that is done before your 2 weeks is up, you get refund or whatever you paid in. Okay. How do we make it happen? So there is a global citizen scholarship that they offer. The deadline to apply for that is November 15th this year. They give you $1,000 off your trip. So you basically fill out a whole, it's on it. If you once you join, I send you to our Google Classroom, and on the Google Classroom has the link and information, and you can click. But you write a little essay, make a little video, and you submit it to EF, and they select students that they give the money to, $1,000 off of their trip. Right up front, and they announce December 15th whether you're a winner or not. Well, end of December, so like a month and a half after the deadline, they announce the winners for the $1,000 off. And the link for that is posted on our Google Classroom. So once you sign up and enroll, you'll be able to access and see all of that and submit an application. The next is that you basically get your own GoFundMe page. They provide you with a fundraiser page with no deductions. Whatever you fund, so it gives you a link. And that link you can post on your social media. You can turn it into a QR code, however you want to do it. My niece, she sent it to us for her Christmas and her birthday and graduation gift. My niece went with us last year. And so she's like, I don't want anything else. I just want y'all to pay towards this trip. And so that's how like a good portion of her trip was paid, because she just sent it to our family saying, I don't want anything for my 18th birthday except here, donate. I don't want anything for Christmas except here, donate. And the same thing for graduation. And so that link is very useful. We had a student, who was it? Was it Larissa? Last year, she turned hers into a QR code. And so when she sold or did anything, she's like, oh, just pay here. And so they scanned the QR code and they just paid directly to her fundraiser page. So if she did anything extra, instead of people just giving her money, oh, they said, I'll cash app you or blah, blah. She said, no, just get here. So she said that was really big helpful, because, people are like, oh, how can I pay you back? Like this. So she just made a QR code and she had it on her phone, and people just scanned that, and it goes straight to your fundraiser. When we do our group fundraisers, anything you put into the fundraiser, it goes straight to your fundraiser page. So for fundraising, if we do group fundraising activities, it is individual. There's no collection made, and we all evenly divided. You get whatever you put in. So if you earn 70% of what we fundraise, you get 70% of what we fundraise. Versus if it's a school organization, every bit of it has to be split equally amongst all people, even if they didn't fundraise. Yeah, we don't do that. That's not fair. So if you did not fundraise and you did not participate in the popcorn fundraiser or the catalog fundraiser or the candle fundraiser, any of that, then you don't get the profits from it. Only the people who did participate, and it goes directly to their fundraiser page account. So I think that's fair. That's how the world works. Like, but I guess I get the other part, but so everything we've gone through, everything we get, our itinerary, the logistics. We'll talk about the payment. We're going to talk about payment and the protection, the flexibility of payments. It's going to be very safe and secure, and it's personalized learning. If they choose to do the credit, they can do the project-based learning opportunity. All kids will get a backpack, an EF backpack, and they have their wristband. You'll get a backpack, and that could be your backpack you take everywhere. That's my backpack that I carry around the city. So like I'm extra and I put my name on mine. But it's the backpack that I carried when we traveled during the day. Because you want to bring your water with you. You want to keep things, if you buy something, it's just easier to put in your bags, so I have carry-on bags. But that's all included. Also, with our charter bus price, it also includes our trip t-shirt. So we get a t-shirt for our trip. And we wear it the day we travel. So our travel day shirt. So we can easily spot everyone in the airport. Because day one, you may not know everybody, but if we're all wearing the same shirt, I know you're with me. And so it's kind of like our little like, oh yeah, you keep going with me. Yeah, follow this group. Okay. And so we wear it on day one, and we had kids that wore it randomly throughout the trip. Also, they're like, I'm just putting this shirt back on. Don't know why they had it on for 10 hours on the plane, but that's them. So making it happen. So how it works right now. Right now, if you sign up with your enrollment, you'll pay the $95 enrollment. And then starting from here, that point on, it will be a bi-weekly payment of $121 up until it's paid off in June. Okay. If you're a monthly person, it will be $258 a month, all the way up until June 16th, June 19th, somewhere in that round. So you pay the 95, and then the next thing you pay will be that. You do have the option to pay in full, if that's what your heart tells you to do. Any adult that wants to join us, the adult price is this guy right here. The reason why is you're an adult, your rooming situation is different. So you're not 4 to a room, you're 2 to a room. And also you have flexibility of your freedom. So like if you want to do everything with the group, you can, but let's say you're like, oh, today I'd rather go, blah, blah, blah. You do have that flexibility, but just understand that you are now on your own because you're an adult. Yes.
Did the bi-weekly, did it change the price?
Yeah, because I just enrolled on my way here, and it's 198.
Oh, yes. So we're gonna talk to you about that. That's because, yeah. I negotiated down to give if you enrolled, I'm gonna have so anyone who's pre-releasing, anyone enrolled since August, I'm going to request for you to get $100 back. Because they agreed to give tonight's people $100, and I feel like if you've already enrolled, you also deserve the $100. And so we're going to work to get you that credit for the $100 back.
So like the 3 girls that.
Yeah.
That I know.
So you'll get $100 credit back because you've already enrolled so bring your price down.
It's funny.
Why?
It says with discount and the adult price goes up.
Oh, it shouldn't have. It should have gone down. I didn't make it. EF made it. He made it.
I'm like, wait a minute, there's a discount. Why is the adult price?
Our tour consultant made this. I just want to let you know, as a math teacher, don't look at me. Okay? No. It's $43.89 for you as well. It'd be $43.89. Okay, that's the real math there. Yeah. So here we are. So we have a goal of only 1 bus this year, just for logistics. But if we have to go more, we will see. But it has to be a lot more kids on a waiting list for us to open up a whole nother bus. But ideally, we are guaranteed 24 student travelers. Okay, we are at 15 already. So we are at 15 student travelers already, and we're leaving. Our goal is 24 student travelers. Enrollment deadline is October 1st. So we're closing enrollment on October 1st. That will be it for the trip, unless like an adult wants to join. But as far as students, yeah. And the thing is, the price goes up. So EF tags on more and more to the price the closer you get, because they have to keep adjusting our itinerary, adjusting where we're staying, adjusting the room numbers. And so every adjustment that they make, or the further out from closer out to the trip we get, the pricier it gets, especially once they have to do like flights and stuff. If they have to change our plane options or adding people to the plane, that's where it really starts getting a little tricky. Just think about flight alone is usually anywhere from 1,200 to 1,800. That's just flight alone. And so keeping that in mind when you're thinking about whether it's something you want to do. Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, so enrollment is open again, like we said, until October 1st. And once we hit 24, it'll add you to a waiting list. So if you if it says, oh no, I'm on a waiting list, but it'll add you to a waiting list. And then if we have enough where it allows us to be a full second bus, then we'll go from there. But if we don't have enough to be a full second bus, we may not be able, like feasibly be able to.
Just don't freak out if you get the
Wait list.
notification that you're on the waiting list.
Yeah, don't forget. But yeah, so enrollment's open and yeah, what was I gonna say? Last thing. So if Greece is not for you, or you're like, oh, it's too short of a notice, we are doing Barcelona and Madrid in 2025. So July 22nd is the relative date for Barcelona and Madrid. And so we will have our first interest meeting for that. It will be Tuesday, the 27th. It will be Zoom only, so Zoom invite only for that meeting. And yeah, if you're interested in that meeting, that's the QR code to join that. Yes.
And if international is not your thing and you'd rather travel inside the United States, we are also looking right now at a trip to Washington, DC and New York. We haven't got the details finalized on that yet, the dates or anything like that, but that's another thing that we're looking at.
So we're trying like to figure out the best way to make this work for all students, appease parents. The goal for our trip, just like looking at the cost of a trip, is to stay around the 4,000 range for most of our trips. And when the earlier you sign up, the cheaper it is for the trip. So like our students that signed up in April, at the March, April, when we had our first meeting, their price was the lowest because it was the furthest out. And it goes from there, but it's open. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, we're here to help answer them. And it's 6:17, like way before 6:30. Just want to point that out to y'all. So I just want to point that out to y'all about that time I told you I would try to keep. Yeah, questions, comments, concerns. Yes, Caitlin. The what? So when you enroll and create your account, it'll have a link on your page that says, that has name and link, yeah, donation page, yeah. And if you can't find it, then I also can access it and I can send it to you. Yeah, whichever way you want to go by it.
So y'all are gonna do fundraisers for the group?
Yes, so we'll create fundraiser opportunities for the group. So like last year we did a popcorn fundraiser. So we sold popcorn. We did a candle fundraiser. And we did a calendar fundraiser with the opportunity for people to win an Amazon gift card or a Lowe's gift card, $100 Amazon gift card, $100.
And then we can do like fundraising on our own?
Yes, you are encouraged to do fundraiser on your own. We had a couple last year. They sold taco plates. Like for I don't know how many did Arissa sell? I don't know. They sold a lot of taco plates and she said pretty much almost paid for her trip. I had another student who just did donations, like went to their neighbors and did, hey, what can I do to earn $10 for my trip? But yeah, because we're not sanctioned by the district or the school, what we can do for fundraiser is open. We don't have to have a collective fundraiser at all times. Whatever you deem as your fundraiser, you can totally do. So like if you are a parent and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna sell blah 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 for my child to get them. My friend, they're doing a raffles. So they do like monthly raffles for their daughter, where they buy items and they say, okay, guys, time to win a 50-inch TV, buy these numbers. And then whatever money's left, so whatever fundraisers you come up with, there's just certain ones that you have to do as a group, in order to get the collective. And, I participate in the fundraisers generally also to try to help reduce the cost of the charter bus. So I try to help where I can in reducing costs. So I try to reduce the cost of the charter bus so that that's not so much more that we have to add on. But a bus that takes your kids to and from and you don't have to worry about it, it's also nice. So,
Guess those waffles, she was killed.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have a friend that does the raffles for her daughter's softball, and she said we just figure out the price of it, and we decide how much we're gonna charge for each square, and then they go from there. So
Sister does it. I mean, she pays for all her kids' sports and
Mhm.
all kinds of good.
Yep.
She makes a killing.
offer, so yeah, so however you want to do it, but yes, we will offer group ones, and if you participate, you participate. If you don't, then you just don't get any parts of the proceeds. So. Good questions, great questions. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
The group fundraisers, are those going to be accessible to the ones out of town?
Yes.
Okay.
So if we do group fundraisers, it's usually like we have the candle fundraiser, and you'll have access to the candle or the calendar. Everything is posted on our Google Classroom, so it's accessible for students and parents and all the documents. Any other? What up, Albert? So, yes, is there gonna be Wi-Fi? Yes, that's your main concern, Albert? Is there Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi on the plane you have to pay for, but yes, there's Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in most places is free, so like our hotels, it was included. And there was certain restaurants that offer Wi-Fi also. I mean, if that's what you want to count as part of your weight. However, the TVs may not be as modern as long as you're gonna do it on a different device.
You may not, honestly, you may not have time to play PlayStation. Because
Yeah.
our days are full.
Yeah. Huh?
You're going.
Yeah.
And by the time you get back to the hotel, all you want to do is sleep. Seriously.
Would y'all be by chance providing anything like a packing guide for the like first timers?
Yes, so we do provide packing guides and videos. Like if you're in the Google Class right now, you would see that there is a suggested packing list. We
Oh.
remind you, we have, once we get it, after October 1st, we will have monthly meetings of the travelers. The reason why we meet monthly as travelers is because you want to be familiar with the faces of the people that you're traveling with and get comfortable. So otherwise you're like, I'm going with a bunch of strangers somewhere, I don't know. And so we've created like little meetings where we come together, we'll do little get to know you games, but we want you to be comfortable with the people that you're traveling so that when you are going, you feel safe, secure, and
We'll give you tips and advice and
Yeah.
tips and tricks for traveling, packing.
yeah. So
all
each
that
meeting
various
focuses
things.
on something different and highlights a different part of our program. Other questions, comments, concerns? We're good? Do y'all feel like informed? All right. Okay, well, that's all I have for you. You're welcome. Thank y'all for coming. And I will send out the video. Yes. Yes. So like for me, I have AT&T, and AT&T, you just go in your thing and you let notify I'm traveling international, and it's a $10 international pass that I have to pay. So like
$10 a day.
it's $10 a day. It was so like for when we were gone, but they max out, they won't go over 9 days. They just but yeah, it was $10 a day for an AT&T. I don't know what. Oh yeah, I was like, it was 10. I can tell you what AT&T's is. It's $10 a day. And then because we have to have it as group leaders, we have to have a working internet, like our phone has to be working. And when we travel, we use not GroupMe, we use no, WhatsApp. So it's guaranteed to work and communicate. So it allows you to video me, call me, text me, and then I'm their point of communication. So like if the kid doesn't have a phone, I'm your point of communication for your child. I will give your child my phone and they can talk to you, video you, check in. But we create a community in our WhatsApp. So we let you know when we're leaving the cities, when we're loading on buses, when we get on the plane, when we landed. I send you pictures of the kids because let's just be honest, they're kids and they're not thinking about it. And so I try to send pictures to the parent app so that you all can see what's happening, where we're at. And yeah. So.
And then also on the days that where it says like explore on your own. They're on their own, but they're still with it.
Yes, 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 yes. No, you're not allowed to explore 100% on your own. No, no, no. It's a safe exploration. And so, no, 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 no. And we learn our kids. So like, as we start doing these meetings, we learn kids that need a little bit more of like handheld during these explorations. So, we have a couple kids that just had to stay attached to one of us. Like, I don't know if I trust you with, in this space, so stay with us. But I think that just goes along with us being parents and also just educators, and students are students, kids are kids. So
Okay.
What about,
yes,
They're completely responsible.
they are
for
completely
their own
responsible for their own
medication.
medication. We do have to have a list of their medication and when they have to take it, just in case emergency or something comes up. But they are completely responsible for their medication. We do not hold it. We do not carry it for them. It's all on them.
About currency.
what about like currency?
What was it say?
One question at a time.
Okay, currency. So currency, most places take debit cards, like, or your credit cards, and they'll do the currency exchange from there. We do encourage them to have at least $50 of whatever the currency is where we're going. So,
Greece should be euros, right?
I think it's not. I think they have their own currency.
Do they have it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Greece has their own currency. They used to, at least. Do they not anymore? Okay, I was like,
Let's ask the Google
did it
and
become-
find out.
did they become part of the euro? I was like, I thought they would have their own currency at one point. Hence I teach math again, guys. I just want to reiterate my special. And so, but yeah, we encourage you to have at least $50 to $60 of whatever the currency of where we're going. So like, we had to have two forms of currency because we went to London and to Paris and Rome. London has pounds, Paris and Rome had euros.
They
So
use
I,
euros.
yeah.
Greece uses euros.
oh, perfect. So I had 60 pounds and I had 60 euros. And you can do currency exchange at your bank. But also in the airport, and they'll also have currency stations when we land.
Be aware though, that's depending on where you get that currency exchange, the fees can vary.
Yeah.
And in some cases, they can be fairly high.
The DFW airport wasn't that bad. It was comparable. I will be honest with you.
So it'd be cheaper for us to just do it at our bank before we
It
leave?
was cheaper for me to
Yeah.
do it at my, I
Yeah.
have Wells Fargo, and it was cheaper for me to go online to because on Wells Fargo, you go online, you fill it out, and they have a carrier bring it to your house. And so, yeah, so they delivered, they come, I had to be at home to sign off on my
If
currency.
you have a credit union, check with them and see what their turnaround time is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
for it.
Also, did y'all run into anybody's debit card or credit card not working overseas? 'Cause
We had one
I work in a
person, but I don't
restaurant, and
know.
we have that problem big time on our credit card machines for people who come from out of states.
We had one person that had card issues, but I don't know what the reason was. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, those cards do not work.
But you can use things like Apple Pay, that will work.
Yeah.
Some vendors won't take Apple Pay, but if you have like, I used my Apple Pay on my phone majority of the time, well, most of my purchases. But if they, for whatever reason, that vendor didn't take the Apple Pay, I had the card that was attached to my Apple Pay that I used instead.
Yeah. So, but
Just a
no,
debit
a
card.
lot of cards, so checking with your bank on what they do accept, but yeah, definitely no PayPal, no Venmo, no Cash Apps. They do not work at all.
Visa, MasterCard, American Express networks. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't, maybe it's just our machines at work, but we generally have a lot of problems with out of country credit cards over there at my job. So that's why that was like, even when we first found out that he wanted to go to Greece, I was like, we're have to figure out a way for you to take money. Cause I don't know if you could use debit card over there.
But I assume his parents just gave him
yeah,
money.
in most cases, if most of the places, at least when we were in Europe, when we were in those three cities. If you had something that was connected to the Visa network, to the MasterCard network, or to the American Express network, you were
There's no
fine.
problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
Prepaid Visa.
No, those.
Said
will
no
not.
prepaids do not work outside of America.
No.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question.
yeah, prepaids do not work outside of
But you
America.
said Cash App and them don't, but the Cash App, like the debit card, actual debit card itself has a Visa logo.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't.
No, they don't accept it. I have a list of cards that do work in accounts. So once we get into the group, I post like, okay, these are the ones, these are the cards that prepaid or debits, not credit, well, debit cards, not credit cards that are allowed, that are not normal cards that you can order and request. So, I do have that
Just talk
list.
to the bank and tell him, hey,
Yeah.
he wants receipts, he's gonna need to use his card.
And they probably just have to unlock it.
Yeah,
Um,
and and a lot of times if you let them know, you let your bank know ahead of time, hey, I'm gonna be out of the country for this period. Then they'll know automatically, so if any charges that are on there during that period, they won't question it, they won't,
Yeah.
they won't block it.
I'm sure my husband wish I had issues with my cards, but I did it,
Oh,
so.
I had issues with
I'm
mine
pretty
too.
sure he wish I did, but I did it. So, what was the question? I didn't hear it. None of the one that came on. What was your question? I'm sorry. What was yours?
No, I was just like, don't get offended.
Yes. I'm gonna sign in. Oh, okay. But there, what was the currency too? Was it both currency? Okay, cool. Thank you. So yeah, that's always an option as far as money. I had a student who literally just came with only pounds and euros. Like his parents had pre-ordered his.
It's fun, my kid loses it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like at least a card, I can turn the card off and their money is still secure.
Yeah.
but-
yeah, exactly.
You gotta know your kid.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta know your kid. You gotta know your kid. Yeah. We have one whose parent got him a necklace wallet he had to keep under his shirt. And his mom says, you can sleep, eat in this, do not take it off. It was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay. No, you're not. Don't worry. We had a mom that was like, make sure he has that on. I was like, okay. But yeah, no. No, if there's anything else you need, that's all we have. So thank y'all. See you in the morning. Good?
Yes.
Feeling all right? Okay. Are there any questions from anyone at home?
On that first slide, I didn't do the
Gotcha.
the
Sign in.
code. Yeah.
I'm going.
All right.
There you go. Anyone else? Are we good? We're good? Okay.